Good evening, everybody. So I am fearless, I am resilient, I am agile, and most importantly, I am a game changer. I am the first female Botswana to run a diamond mining company in Botswana, and I'm the youngest in the world. A feat that didn't come very easy at all. It took me 17 years. But before I get there, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm third generation Botswana, and my kids are fourth generation Botswana. My family settled in Botswana in about 1820. And because I'm a chartered accountant, I'll stick to the third generation because my family have a different story, but I need statistics because I'm a chartered accountant. But I'll stick to that. Again, I'll give you numbers. I'm the last born of 6 kids. So I had to fight my way in everything to be heard, to get a piece of cake, even maybe a glass of Coke as well, right? Because that 2 liter wasn't enough for the 6 of us. But anyways, last born of 6 kids. And you know, my journey in the diamond industry didn't start when I got the job. It started with my mom. I wear her ring, actually, it's here. And that bling on her finger always told me that I love shiny things. It was even before my career choice. So one of the things I did when I got to a certain age, I think I must have been 12, and said to her, Mom, the only thing I need from you, if you were ever to leave the world, is your ring. That's the only inheritance I want. And I got it. But in that, I also got a job, and you know, in the diamond industry. But let me talk to you about my 17-year journey. So the first leap of faith started with my dad and 6 kids. He was the ruler in the house, so anything he said went, right? So I think we all know how dads are. And get to university and start off my BSc, but in Botswana, when you do your BSc, you need to do your pre-entry science. I was really great at maths and science at high school, but get to university is a different kettle of fish. I had to cut or dissect a frog. Ooh. Well, I don't think that was my thing. I mean, I could kiss a couple of frogs, and hope to see a prince, but to cut up one, that wasn't my deal. Anyways, had to make this bold decision in my life, and it was obviously the first bold decision I had to make. So guess who I go to? My mom. Mom, can you help me? I need to change course. And she looks at me and she says, no, you can't. So I said, no, I really need to, but I need you to help me tell Dad. And she goes, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna tell him yourself. And I sat there and I thought to myself, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? He's gonna kill me. And I think I was the most, I say I'm fearless, but I can swear when you see me in front of my father, I'm not fearless. Go to my father and speak to my father, and I can see the disappointment in his eyes. And I'm telling him, Dad, I can't be a doctor. And I can't tell him I can't cut a frog. That's not a reason. So I tell him, you know, I think the worst thing about telling your father this year is because he thinks I'm not going back to school. But I gave him a choice. And I said, Dad, I want to become an accountant. And believe me, there was no science to that. I used to see people with their briefcases and their suits, and that's what I wanted to do. Not too sure if it was a lawyer, but I thought it was an accountant, right? But anyways, tell him, Dad, I'm going to do my BCom. So I'm moving from BSc to BCom. And he looked at me and he said a couple of words, and one of them was, I don't think you're going to do it, and you're not going to do well. But it's one of those things, and bold decision, and I took that decision. The best decision in my life that I made was to transition from what I thought was what I liked, which was BSc, to BCom, right? Now, second leap of faith. This is in my career. But before I talk to you about my second leap of faith, I'd like to tell you about my journey in the diamond industry. I got a job at the largest diamond mining company in Botswana. Wow. I worked in diamond sales and corporate finance, the most amazing space to be in. Because the first week of my job, I realized I can make an impact on an individual on the street in Botswana. I have an impact on a community. I have an impact on the nation in the way I make my decisions. Oh, that's where my dream started. I am going to be the first female Motswana to run a diamond mining company. That's when my dream started. Through the years, 10 years down the line, every career development panel, no, you're not technical enough. You're not technical enough. You can't do this. Everybody put me in this box. And I thought to myself, they don't know who I'm talking about. I mean, they don't know who they're talking to. I'm the last one of 6 kids, guys. I don't know what no is. Like, I just don't understand the word no. I'm a chartered accountant, I'm not technical, great. But do you know that I need to understand the business to do what I'm doing? So I'm more than technical, I'm beyond technical. And as I go along, I go through the seniority spaces in the organization. I'm obviously climbing the ladder and doing great work, right? And enjoying my job. But I can just see the ceiling, and I'm not enjoying the ceiling. And the ceiling is telling me, you need to jump ship. And this is where my second leap happened. Again, another great decision in my life. I don't know. I think God loves me, but that's a different discussion. I take that leap of faith, but understanding that I'm going to a junior miner. And this junior miner doesn't even have cash in its balance sheet. It's in debt. So I'm leaving a cash cow to go to a company that is 1 year in inception, has no sustainability in anybody's mind. And everybody's asking me, are you sure? And I'm like, but I can't stay here. I just can't. My development is stifled here. I need to grow. As an individual, I need to grow. But thinking about my dream and my dream of impacting a Motswana in a village somewhere, I grew up in a village, so I understand what it's like. So I want to impact somebody from that village I came from and all the other villages in Botswana. I want to impact that child. I want to help that child like the diamond industry has helped me with my education, has helped my children with their education. I want to impart the same thing. And I sit there and I think about it, and 12 years is the life of mine of what the company that I work for now. And I've worked for that company for 12 years, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm leaving home. I'm leaving that nest. Am I going to survive? Anyways, as things happen, I jump ship, and I go to this really progressive organization. The men are extremely progressive, and understand, through my career, the only female in the boardroom. The only female in the boardroom. And I get here, I'm still the only female in the boardroom. I'm a chief finance officer. It's that box, But I work with progressive men. And my dream was not a dream anymore. They heard me, and they were willing to help me. And this obviously, now this is my second leap of faith, and I'm thinking, God, this is it, I'm gonna get there. And yeah, I did. Fast forward to 2018. We have a new CEO, and obviously there was a recommendation from our previous CEO that I should be the regional manager or the managing director. And I get a call, and she tells me that she wants to promote me. So executive sponsorship in the making here. Somebody saw my value. Somebody saw what I could do. And guess what? Imposter syndrome sets in. Imposter syndrome. Oh my God. All my life, I've wanted this job. All my life, I've thought I'm going to be the managing director, first female managing director of a diamond mining company in Botswana, understanding what diamonds mean for Botswana, understanding what it means for a child in a village, and I get cold feet. So, one of the times that I really needed to pause for the count of 10, that's the only time I've done it, by the way. I counted to 10, and I remember the wise words of a very wise, progressive man saying to me, Naseem, if you offered a seat on the spaceship to see the moon or to go to the moon, what are you going to do? You don't ask any questions. You jump on that spaceship and you go. All you do is understand how many days you're going for and take your toothbrush. You may not necessarily need to pack a bag. And I sat there and I thought to myself, oh, I'm going to take this job. But I think what people need to understand is I came from a very diverse sector. In mining, you see women everywhere, absolutely everywhere, but not very inclusive. So I always say, I got invited to the party, but never to the dance floor. And now I'm actually being invited to that dance floor. And let me tell you, I can dance. So What do? I accept the job, and the rest is history. But what came with this job is so much satisfaction, because what I wanted to do was impact the life of a Motswana. And I'm going to show you my rings, just by the way. This ring here is from my past. My mom gave this to me. I can't tell where this ring came from. But this ring here is Botswana diamonds. I know that this diamond is impacting a child, a community, well, let's start first. A child, a family, a community, and a nation. What hasn't this diamond done for us? I mean, I've benefited from it. I am a product of the diamond industry in Botswana. Now I can make decisions on a daily basis that impacts a Motswana. So everybody that I talk to, I have some form of impact in their life because of the decisions I make in my job. So get to the helm, right? Big talk, it comes with big responsibility. So I have to do what I said I was going to do. And, not too long after that, 33% of our workforce inherently became women. Why? Because they saw the reality in me, that they could do this, that their dream could come true. And for me, that was a big, big change in the environment that I was working at, because I don't believe in quotas. And as much as I'm a CFO, or come from a CFO background, in that instance, you don't want a quota. You don't want to force a system. You want it to be sustainable. So 33%, understand industry average being half of that, at 15%. That was an achievement. Again, we looked at maternity leave, right? First company in Botswana, can't say in the world, but in Botswana, 6 months maternity leave, 100% pay. We have paternity leave now, which we didn't have before. Other companies have that too in Botswana. But difference in Botswana is that this is not legislated. It's a policy change in our company. I did that. Next, the safest mine in the world right now. We've just won an AfriSafe award. Safest mine in the world, run by a woman. We have just extracted the largest diamond through a processing plant in history, extracted at the mine that I run in Botswana. In Botswana. Understand what that will do for the nation of Botswana, right? And then, I have a progressive team. I have a good group of men, so I have to think of succession. In as much as I'm enjoying my job and the brilliant diamonds that we're extracting, we have extracted out of the 10 top diamonds in the world, 70% of those belong to us. So, just to bring that into context, I brought a junior miner to a junior miner meaning that this mine extracts 300 to 400,000 carats per annum compared to 20 million. In Botswana, we've always been known for our diamonds. But now Lucara Botswana is known for their large diamonds, and I lead that organization. In as much as I'm saying that, I obviously have to think about where I'm going next and what do I need to do next. I've empowered my team. I need to create an environment where, remember I talked about 17 years? I need to create an environment where women will not wait for 17 years to be promoted to a job that I got. I need to show my daughter that this dream is possible, but in less than 17 years. So we've done that, and the statistics of 33% can tell you that. We have women in spaces that they've never been in before. We've got a hydrologist there. She's the first female hydrologist in country, but she works for us, right? So we've done amazing things with the women at the helm. So as I part, the one thing that I'd really like to bring to the table here today, or to the audience here today, is a quote by Maya Angelou to say that we are a product of our dreams. Dream great dreams and live your dreams. Thank you very much.